gentlemen. So today, what I'm going to talk about is there is something which is so integral, so much a part of us that at every moment of time we are somewhere or other affected by that. Okay, and what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is a word called thought. Now, where does this thought come from? And why is it so that there are thoughts which are positive and there are thoughts which are less positive, and there are thoughts which make us worry about future, and we are into this business of thought all the time. And whenever we are not in thought, I think that is the time when we are what we are. Okay, so let us understand the anatomy of this word called thought. Thought is a past participle of thinking. Okay, now anything which is a past participle, the fact remains that look, it is coming somewhere from the past. So the thought is from a past. Now, whatever thoughts I have, whatever thoughts you have, all these thoughts have come from the past. Now, the second question which comes is that look, where does this past get stored? Okay, so this past gets stored in what is called as a memory. Okay, and then we got into a school, we got into a college, and this entire process, there are a lot of thoughts which are getting embedded and which are getting stored in this memory. Okay, a lot of these thoughts are given by the external environment. Some of the thoughts were given by parents that look, this is what is good, this is what is not good, this is what is favorable, keeping future in mind, while this is not. So the professors gave us thoughts, our friends gave us thought, society gave us thought, parents gave us thought. A lot of people have given us thought. And of course, some of our thoughts are our own creation also. And I'm sure they are also impacted by the ecology. But the fact is that look, all these thoughts are from the past. And we carry these thoughts. So there is a saying in English that look, you don't carry your thoughts carry you. Okay, so your thoughts make you do things which you do. There are a lot of people who come and tell me that look, there are so much of negative thoughts I'm getting these days, and I don't know how to figure out and how to handle these thoughts. Okay, so first of all, ladies and gentlemen, the point to note and understand is that look, thought is a past participle of thinking, and thought is coming from the past, and anything which is coming from the past is dead. While we take those dead stuff as something which is making a difference, or which we are trying to make use of, while the fact is that look, it's coming from the past, and what is happening at this moment of time and what will happen tomorrow, that's going to be different than what the thought is, because thought is from the past. So every thought which is there is from the past, it is coming from your memory, and it is not truth. Please note that it is not truth, it's just a thought coming from the past. So whenever you get into thoughts which are not very favorable, which are negative, or which are worrying, which makes you apprehensive, so what you got to do is that you got to tell yourself at a cognitive level, okay, and tell yourself that look, these are simple thoughts. Okay, these are not the matter of facts, these are not the truth. And this is coming from my past because I've gone through certain experience, and out of that certain experience, there are certain things which I've deducted, and those deducted things are there in my memory, and that's how the thoughts are. Thinking is different. So there is a difference between thought and thinking. Thinking is when you do things which are not driven by thought. So every time you're surprised that look, oh, this is something which I'd never thought, that's where you're thinking. Okay, and thinking is something which will make you revisit and explore and invent something. Okay, the inventions would happen only through the root of the thinking, not through the root of the thought. And the irony is that most of the times we are with these thoughts and we are driven by these thoughts without realizing that I need to think. And thinking is where the surprise is. Thinking is where the new is. Thinking is where the discovery is. And every time when you get surprised, that look, Dharmal saying, how could you do that? Okay. How could you do that? Something which is really surprising about you. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's where the thinking is happening, okay? While if you're doing what you've been doing, you're living with your thought. Please understand that there is a relationship between your thought and your feelings, okay? Every thought would lead to a feeling, and every feeling would lead to a thought, okay? So, for example, you are appearing for an exam, and then you have a thought that what if the exam doesn't turn out to be the way you're looking forward to? This would lead to a feeling of fear, okay? And you'll get into a fear, and the fear would take you into another thought, and the thought would take you into feeling again, and this cycle of thought and feeling would continue, which is the way we are designed, okay? Now, what is required is that when this thought comes, you got to consciously tell yourself that, look, I am getting into a thought. Let me get into a detailed analysis of the reality which is there in front of me, the different elements which are there in front of me. How do I relate those elements? Am I becoming negative because of the past? Am I becoming a victim of my own pattern? And after asking all these questions, please get down to the table, please look at the data, please look at the facts, please look at the possible future which you want to create. And ladies and gentlemen, get into action, okay? That is how you would break this cycle of thought to feeling, feeling to thought. And when you break this, and for breaking this, you need to be thinking, okay? If you are mesmerized by your thought, you would have difficulty in discovering new and creating something which is surprisingly wonderful. So think about it. Don't carry a thought. Think about it, That's what I'm saying. I hope you would understand where I'm coming from. So good, thank you very much. I hope you like this, and stay with my channel, and I'll keep posting few more interesting videos on and off, and keep sharing whatever orientation and perspective I have towards life to add some value and some goodness in your life. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.